Meghan Markle's Hollywood story isn't the sweet fairy tale she once sold to the world. It's turning into something more twisted, more addictive, and more scandalous than anyone could have predicted. The whispers aren't whispers anymore. They've exploded into headlines, each one sharper, nastier, and juicier than the last. And at the center of all this chatter, Netflix's powerful boss, Ted Sarandos. Yes, the very man who opened the glittering gates of Hollywood for Meghan and Harry with that blockbuster multi-million-dollar deal. Now, the gossip machine is spinning him as more than a business partner. He's painted as the new star orbiting dangerously close to Meghan, and the optics? Oh, they are messy. Messy enough to keep tabloids salivating with every single public appearance. Let's roll back the clock for a moment. Meghan didn't exactly stroll into the royal family as the soft-spoken, picture-perfect duchess they might have hoped for. No, she arrived armed with ambition. A sharp kind of ambition you don't usually see inside palace walls. She wasn't the demure English rose like Kate. Meghan was American, outspoken, divorced, and already savvy about Hollywood's ruthless backroom games. That alone made her magnetic, irresistible, and let's be real here, threatening. From the very beginning, whispers claimed she had her eyes on something bigger, that Prince Harry wasn't the endgame, but the stepping stone. At the time, people rolled their eyes and called it jealousy. But now, with this new gossip swirling about her charm offensive toward Ted Sarandos, people are asking, were those so-called haters right all along? Think about it. Harry gave up everything for her. His military career, his royal duties, his family ties, all of it left behind for a new, fresh start in California. And the crown jewel of that promise, the Netflix deal, it was supposed to be the big bang, the start of their empire, their Hollywood dominance, their freedom to control their own story, the documentaries, the creative projects, the hype. It was all going to cement them as a power couple who couldn't be ignored. But then reality hit. The projects, they drew attention, yes, but they didn't exactly shake Hollywood to its core. They weren't dominating the industry the way Meghan had planned. The glitter began to fade. And if there's one thing Meghan has made clear, it's that she refuses to fade. So what does she do? She finds another way to shine. According to insiders, Meghan's been working overtime, strategically cozying up to Sarandos. The rumors are thick, praising him in public, laughing a little too enthusiastically at his jokes, showing up at his events, standing just close enough to be noticed. Some call it harmless networking. Others, they whisper it looks like something much more calculated, something that crosses the line into dangerous seduction. And that, right there, is what makes this so combustible. In Hollywood, ambition is often masked as charm, and charm can be brushed off as innocence. But when the woman in question is Meghan Markle, the global headline magnet, the royal rule breaker, the lines blur. Every smile, every glance, every shared stage with Sarandos is suddenly loaded with meaning. And poor Harry, for him, this must feel cruelly ironic. The man who was once the world's most eligible royal bachelor is now cast as the accessory, the afterthought. Supporters call him loyal, devoted, willing to walk away from centuries of tradition for the woman he loves. But tabloids don't photograph loyalty. They capture body language. And lately, those cameras tell a story of a man falling out of step with his wife's relentless Hollywood hustle. Hollywood insiders aren't blind. They've seen Meghan trail behind Ted Sarandos at glittering industry events, and the cameras catch it all. The smiles, the subtle hand gestures, the way she slides seamlessly into his circle as if she belongs there. And just like that, a dozen stories sprout overnight. Some claim she's simply playing the Hollywood game, showing up where the power players are. Others swear the glances, the positioning, the proximity all suggest something far more deliberate. A woman chasing influence the way some chase oxygen. And Harry? Oh, Harry cuts a tragic figure in the background. Once adored as the cheeky, rebellious prince, he now looks awkward, subdued, even distracted. Meghan thrives under the flashbulbs, adjusting her pose, knowing just when to laugh, how long to linger before walking away. She's flawless at this game. Harry, on the other hand, looks like he'd rather disappear. And in Hollywood, where perception is everything, his silence and discomfort scream louder than any denial. Friends close to the couple whisper that Harry is frustrated by the endless cycle of rumors. But here's the cruel twist. His silence only amplifies the narrative that he's fading into the background. In a world built on appearances, silence doesn't look noble. It looks weak. Critics say this imbalance is no accident. They claim Meghan has always been about strategy, that every stage of her life has been about aligning herself with figures who could lift her higher. First, it was the royal family. When palace life felt too restrictive, she pivoted. Now it's Hollywood. And who sits at the top of the Hollywood food chain? Ted Sarandos, the man who can open doors to projects, headlines, and endless influence. To Meghan's defenders, this is all sexist nonsense. They argue she's a businesswoman playing by the same rules as powerful men do every every day. That if she were a man, no one would blink twice at her networking. And maybe they're right, but let's be honest. Gossip doesn't care about reason. Gossip cares about suggestion. And right now, suggestion paints a picture of a duchess maneuvering her way deeper into Hollywood's inner sanctum. It's almost poetic. Meghan and Harry fled the suffocating scrutiny of the British tabloids, hoping California would give them peace. Instead, they've traded royal gossip for Hollywood scandal, and it cuts just as deep. Royal critics used to slam Meghan for not fitting into palace life. Now, Hollywood insiders wonder if she really fits into theirs. Too royal for Hollywood, too Hollywood for royalty. And stuck in between is Harry, a man without a clear role in his own story. Netflix, meanwhile, is walking a fine line. Meghan's name is catnip for clicks, yes, but it's also wrapped in volatility. To Sarandos and the company, she's both asset and liability. If the whispers about her motives get louder, if the gossip threatens Netflix's image, Sarandos may have no choice but to create distance. And if that happens, Meghan loses access, the very currency she's been building her new life around. And imagine what that would mean for Harry. He gave up the palace, the army, and the Windsor family brand for this Hollywood dream. But the dream is starting to feel like a stage he doesn't know how to perform on. Meghan commands the spotlight with ease, but Harry looks lost without the script of royal duties. What once made him bold and independent now makes him appear hesitant, sidelined, and dependent. The cruelest irony? This is Diana's son, the boy who grew up challenging tradition, rebelling against royal rules, adored for his spirit. Now he's painted as the man who can't keep up with his wife's climb, the supporting act in Meghan's ongoing reinvention, and every photo snapped, every article written deepens that picture. Meghan Markle's story has always been about reinvention. From a supporting role in Suits to the dazzling Duchess of Sussex, every step of her journey has been another climb up the ladder. And now, Hollywood is the stage, and she's playing it with every ounce of instinct she has. Let's not forget, Hollywood isn't foreign to Meghan, it's her birthplace. Her training ground. She knows this world better than she ever knew Buckingham Palace. She understands that in Los Angeles, appearances are everything. That talent matters, yes, but audacity matters more. And Meghan has never lacked audacity. That's why the whispers about Ted Sarandos sting so sharply. They aren't just random rumors, they cut straight to what critics have always believed about Meghan, that she will always chase the next rung of power no matter who gets left in the shadows. And the one left in the shadows now? Prince Harry. The stakes are higher than ever. Because Harry isn't just Meghan's husband. He's a Windsor. His choices still echo across the monarchy. Every photograph of Meghan smiling beside Sarandos, every sly headline about seduction, puts another crack in the already fragile bond he shares with his family. Prince William keeps his distance. King Charles offers cautious, careful gestures. The palace watches closely, convinced Meghan is less interested in reconciliation and far more invested in Hollywood dominance. And the sad truth? They might not be wrong. For Hollywood insiders, the fascination is endless. Meghan is a guaranteed headline. She brings attention wherever she goes. But that attention comes wrapped in chaos. Brands know that standing too close to Meghan can mean opportunity, but also backlash. Ted Sarandos, seasoned in show business politics, knows this better than anyone. To him, Meghan might be useful, even glamorous for Netflix's image. But there's always a calculation ticking in the back of his mind. How long before she stops being an asset and starts being a liability? And for Meghan, the calculation is even more brutal. She cannot retreat because retreat is weakness. She cannot show desperation because desperation kills relevance. Her only option is to stay visible, stay loud, stay central to the conversation, even if the conversation is unflattering, even if the headlines sting, because Meghan knows a hard truth. In modern celebrity culture, relevance matters more than reputation. As long as she's trending, she's winning. But where does that leave Harry? That's the question haunting everyone watching this drama unfold. Stripped of his military role, cast out of his royal duties, he has nothing left to anchor him but Meghan's orbit. And the world is starting to wonder, is he a man standing by his wife? Or is he simply caught in her shadow? The man once admired for his bravery, his rebellion, his resilience is now painted as passive, dependent, a supporting character in Meghan's endless reinvention. And the longer this goes on, the harder it will be for him to reclaim his own narrative. Meanwhile, the palace watches in quiet vindication. They underestimated Meghan once, thinking she'd bend under tradition. Instead, she turned the monarchy into her launchpad, a stage to catapult herself into something bigger, and now they watch as those same instincts reshape Harry's legacy too. The gossip cycle has no end. Meghan thrives in it. She bends it, uses it, fuels herself with it. Harry suffers from it. He was never built for this Hollywood game. And that's why the imbalance grows sharper with every headline, every rumor, every photo snapped of Meghan leaning into the power circles while Harry stands awkwardly at her side. So what comes next? Maybe Sarandos decides enough is enough, creating distance to protect his empire. Maybe Meghan finds another figure, another doorway, another stage to claim the spotlight. Maybe Harry finally pushes back, desperate to reclaim his own identity. Or maybe he continues to fade, becoming nothing more than the man who once was a prince, forever lost in Meghan's Hollywood storm. But one thing is certain, the drama isn't going anywhere. The gossip industry feeds on Meghan Markle, and she has shown no signs of stepping away. As long as ambition fuels her, and as long as silence cages Harry, this story will burn, twist, and explode in ways neither Palace nor Hollywood can control.